Hey beautiful people, I'm Juliet and I am filming a video that I wasn't planning on filming, which is why I look kind of crusty. But we're just gonna embrace the crusty, we're gonna embrace the raw beauty. Not raw, girl, I definitely have makeup. Sorry for the shadow in the back. I'm not filming it from an up. I just like, it's more like a sit and chill, but like, let's still make it look a little bit nicer than without the light. But anyway, this month definitely went by so much faster than the first month. I can't believe it's been 2 months. It is literally midnight on February 19th, which makes another month of me living in another state, which is actually insane. I wasn't really planning on filming this video. I thought about it like earlier today, but the reason I decided to do it was because something crazy happened. So this is less of a let's talk about what happened this month and what I learned, and more about let's talk about a year ago to date. Because I realized something really crazy. Maybe I talked about this in my moving away video, maybe not. I probably mentioned something, but last year around my birthday, which was the 13th of this month, so just a few days ago, I was actually back home. That week of my birthday last year, the Lord spoke to me and gave me very specific instructions that really didn't make any sense. But he basically told me that he wanted me to go to Texas from the 17th to the 19th of February. I actually did 17th to the 20th, but he wanted me to go those specific days and that he was going to speak to me while I was in Texas. And he told me this, and I was like really shook and kind of surprised, because I'm like, why would you ask me to go to Texas? Like, it was just like weird. At the time, I'd only been to Texas once, and it was for a competition, so I didn't really get to go around. I was actually in Houston, so I was really confused, but I was like, okay, Lord, like, I'll do it. I was making very little money at the time, and I was like, I can't really afford a ticket, but whatever, like, I'll go. And funny enough, my sister called me like the day after and was like, hey, do you want to go to Texas like next weekend to visit like aunt and uncle? And it was like the exact days that the Lord was like, I want you to go there. So I was like, oh my gosh. So she made that trip my birthday present, so I didn't even have to like pay for it. That's how you know the Lord will provide, and he'll make a way. But anyway, so it was like the 18th of February. I am like 98% sure. And I remember being at my aunt and uncle's, and I wasn't even seeking the Lord at that time. I wasn't praying or anything like that, but I just remember hearing, this will be your home. Something along those lines, like, this is home, or this will be your home. And that was the first time that like I knew that I was gonna end up in Texas. Now, I thought this was gonna happen like when I was married, maybe had kids or something like that. I did not think it would be within a year of when he spoke that. So I was thinking about that today and thinking, wow, like, this has been my home for 2 months now, but a year ago to date, you told me that this would be my home, and never would I have thought that that was what was gonna happen. So I wanted to debrief about that, because if I'm gonna be super honest and vulnerable and whatever, my journey with moving here hasn't been something that everyone has understood. A lot of people have disagreed or whatever, which is fine, and I doesn't change how I feel about those people. And I'm also not pointing out anybody specific or anything like that. But just people have had opinions about it, which is normal, because you're entitled to have your opinion and whatever. But I found myself this month struggling a lot with people's opinions, people that didn't 100% support it or 100% got it, or supported me as a person but didn't understand the move and whatever. But tonight specifically, I went to a young adult service, and I like the weeks, like 2 weeks leading up to this service tonight that literally happened a few hours ago, I felt very angry and discouraged, and I felt so out of tune with the Lord. Like, I was like, I feel like I'm not in tune here. I was a little bit resentful, to be honest, and that like put a strain in my relationship with him and how much I seeked him and whatever. But tonight, before I went to the service, I prayed a very specific prayer, and be careful what you pray for, because the Lord definitely hears you and he definitely answers. I just didn't think it was gonna happen that soon, but I was just really frustrated with a lot of things in my life, and I was like, God, you know, I need you to speak to me tonight. And he spoke very directly into my life. I was given a word, and that word was very specific about my season and what I've been walking through, and I was so shook. Like, I was not surprised because the Lord be doing things like that, but I was just like, wow, like I literally prayed maybe 2 hours ago and you're already like outdoing yourself. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, but it makes all the sense because you're God and you literally do that for your children. It was crazy because it was about unanswered prayers. So he answered my prayer really quickly about unanswered prayers, or like things that are not making sense in my life, or XYZ things. There was just so much peace, and I felt like my heart being redeemed and restored for him. And I'm not saying that all my issues are gonna go away, but when your perspective gets restored, when your like relationship with the Lord gets restored, all the bad things all of a sudden don't look so bad. Like, all the things that you thought were bigger than you all of a sudden don't look that big because you're so connected with Jesus. And so I feel that too. What? This is what it would look like if I didn't have lights. The biggest thing that I kind of am taking away right now is that people don't have to get it. People don't have to get what God is doing in your life. People most of the time are not gonna get it because the Lord is so private about some things, and he's so perfect and intimate about his relationship with his children, that you get to see it. You don't get to see my journey with the Lord, and I'll always be open about it, but there's some things that you're not gonna get it, and that's completely okay. It doesn't make it less godly, but it also doesn't make you less of a friend, or you less of a Christian, or you less of a believer because you don't understand somebody else's journey with the Lord. And so that, like, to me, carrying the weight of like, man, people don't get it, people don't get my move, people don't get the purpose. I have had times where I've let that influence me, so I'm like, wait, have I made the right decision? Was that really the Lord? And I cannot leave room for those doubts to creep in. So I need to do anything and everything in my power to protect my mind, to protect my heart, because the Lord is doing something new, and the Lord is doing a new thing in my life. He's doing something new, period. Like, the Lord is tired of the old, and some people are just not gonna get it. And I feel like once I understood that, which is funny, like once I understood that people are not gonna get it, I have found a peace in my season because I'm not striving to help people understand. That's not my job. My job is to follow Jesus, and the Lord will help people understand along the way, even if that's not now. Another thing that I understood is that people confuse frustration and hardships and bad seasons for like, oh, if it's the Lord, it shouldn't be that hard. And I disagree with that. Look at anyone in the Bible. Like, it wasn't a piece of cake, walk in the park, life once they followed Jesus. Even Jesus didn't have a piece of cake life. And then we see the disciples, and we see Paul, we even see Moses, like people from the Old Testament, or Abraham, like their lives were hard. David, Esther, anyone. There is examples of what human beings who follow God look like. And it's not easy, but it's worth it. And so me being open and transparent about my walk with the Lord, a lot of the times it has been hard. It hasn't been easy. I have had my doubts, I have had my frustrations, but that doesn't make it less of a call from the Lord. And so people have used that against me when I'm like, oh, it's just like a really hard, and I just vent to people, I'm just, oh, this is really hard, and I go into detail about certain things like, oh, maybe this isn't, like, maybe the Lord is just like whatever. And I'm like, I'm not doubting the Lord's call to be here or to do this or to do that. I'm just saying it's hard. I've learned a lot this past 2 months, but the reason why I share that is to hopefully speak onto someone else's life that may be struggling with the same mentality or the same idea or the same issues, or you're just like trying to follow Jesus and you're just trying to do your best. And you want people to support you because it feels great for people to support you, but some people won't understand and they'll be very vocal about it. And it's easier said than done to say don't let it affect you, because that's unrealistic. It will affect you probably, but don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop your walk, or don't let it influence the way that you're walking. and be extra prayerful. And I haven't been the best about that either. Like in my 2 weeks of like kind of just being mad or whatever, I didn't pray as much as I did when I wasn't angry. I felt like the Lord was like, in a sense, slapping me in the face. He's like, oh, you want me to confirm things, or you want me to speak to you? Let me tell you how I really feel about how you're acting right now, because it's not cute. And as I felt that from him, that conviction, I had to pray for my pride to be put to the side, because I was angry. I was like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I genuinely don't want to hear it right now. And he's like, well, you have to hear it because you need to fix it. Like, I cannot continue doing a work in you if your pride keeps getting in the way. And I was like, all right. So I literally started, as I'm angry, I'm like, please just take this pride away. Like, it's not of you. Help me receive your rebuke with love. Help me receive it, understanding that you are my Father and you're doing it for my good. So share all of that to kind of just debrief with you guys. And I'm grateful. I love Jesus so much. But even if you disagree with something or whatever, know that, you know, it doesn't matter. In a sense, like, I'm not trying to be rude, like, your opinion matters a lot, just like sometimes not, it doesn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, to anybody, just be very careful about how you voice your opinion, or like how you feel about someone's decisions or whatever. Sometimes you don't even have to voice it unless they ask for it. Yeah, I love you guys. That's all I have to say. I don't know if I'll be doing these videos every 19th or whatever, every month, but because I wasn't gonna do it for this month. But if I have something useful to say, then I'll film it. If it's just like, I mean, another month, then I probably won't do like a whole sit down. Follow my Instagram page, follow my music Instagram page, actually, my written memos. I'll be posting a lot more there, and I have been trying to post a lot more there. Love you guys. I'm tired, I could barely keep my eyes open, and it's only midnight. Make sure you guys like this video, and if you guys are gonna comment, be nice about it. I would love to hear your stories on what God is doing in your life and know a little bit more about your journey. But if you don't, that's fine. Just don't be rude. There's no need. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.